All right, Salakia. So yeah, what it meant right there was I am able to destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days. He was talking about his own body, but they couldn't perceive it and they didn't understand it because the Lord wasn't dealing with them. You know, and that's why people gonna come up against us also, because they don't understand the gospel and they think that they doing what's right. All right, just back at Matthew chapter 26, verse 61. It says, and said, this fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of the Most High, or temple of God, and to build it in 3 days. And the high priest arose and said unto him, answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witnesses against thee? Which these witness against thee? But Yahushua held his peace, and the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God that thou tellest whether thou be the anointed, the Son of God. Yahushua saith unto him, thou hast said, nevertheless, I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds, which represents the chariots of heaven. Right, and that's what's coming. Verse, well, let me go ahead and get that so you can see their response right afterwards, because they didn't know what the fuck was going on. And that led them to their death. Being foolish, being stupid, is going to lead you to death. The Lord not dealing with no stupid niggas. Whether you nigga, African American nigga, Latino American nigga, so-called, it doesn't matter, man. Y'all understand what I'm getting at. Lord not dealing with no niggas, man. This Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, that's the chariots, so-called UFOs, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. Right, because in the reincarnation, everybody gonna see Yahushua, even those that pierced him back in them days. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. Right. This is back in Matthew chapter 26, verse 64. Yahushua said unto him, though thou hast said, nevertheless, I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, he hath spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of witness? Behold, now ye have heard his blasphemy. What think ye? They answered and said, he is guilty of death. Wow. And that's how they're going to do us. What says, then did they spit in his face and buffeted him, and others smart him with the palm of their hands, saying, prophesy unto us, thou anointed, or Christ, who is he that smote thee? Now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, thou also was with Yahushua of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And when he was gone out in the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, this fellow was also with Yahushua of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him they that stood by, and said to Peter, surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. Even though Peter went through this, this didn't make him evil. You know. Verse 75. And Peter remembered the word of Yahushua, which said unto him, before the cock crowed, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. This is Matthew chapter 27. When the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Yahushua to put him to death. And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate the governor. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself, and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders. Right. So he went and sold out and then repented, and then brought the money back, you know. And all Israel ultimately can repent and gonna be forgiven of their sins, man. You know, but you got those who the Lord want to die on this side and be birthed back into the kingdom of heaven. It's gonna be an order in the kingdom of heaven. Yahweh Shai, King David, the 12, the 144,000. Everybody got it's going to be like, yeah, and then the elect, the rest of the nation of Israel. All of the nation of Israel that die on this side going to be birthed back into the kingdom of heaven. That's it. And we all going to be made righteous. So he was forgiven. The only person that can't be forgiven is the heathen. The Lord doesn't make them of the righteous branch. They are not the righteous seed. They are the wicked seed. And it gives an example of Esau being a profane person out of the temple. He is not a part of the temple, man. Esau is not a part of the temple. So they damn sure ain't finna be forgiven. We are the temple. We represent the temple of the chosen, the sons of God, sons and daughters of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Matthew chapter 27, verse 3. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself, and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, what is that to us? See thou to that. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed and went and hanged himself. And the chief priests took the silver pieces and said, it is not lawful for to put them in the treasury, because it is the price of blood. And they took counsel and bought with them the potter's field to bury strangers in, wherefore that field was called the field of blood unto this day. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, and they took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him that was valued, whom they of the children of Israel did value, and gave them for the potter's field as the Lord appointed me. And Yahushua stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, art thou the king of the Jews? And Yahushua said unto him, thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Now at that feast the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas or Yahushua, which is called the Anointed, or Christ? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. They was gonna lose their position. That's how they felt. That's why when you see these rappers and these actors and these guys that's in this Illuminati, and you can't he that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. If it ain't all possible, be peaceful with all men, but you have to be circumspect. You have to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Them guys that's in them offices are those guys that got some type of authority and positions to lose in a society, and more than likely are the ones that are part of the council to portray, get you took out, because they're gonna lose their seat, man. You know, it's not just them, but you know, them motherfuckers, you can easily point at them and church pastors like, y'all the motherfuckers who gonna you know, a whole lot quicker than you can just point at a regular Jake that's in the streets, man. You know? Verse 19. Matthew 27:19. When he was sat down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, have thou nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. You know, it says, but the chief priests and the elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Yahushua. They rather had that. That's these niggas, man. They rather had Barabbas over Yahushua. And Barabbas was in for murder. If I'm not mistaken. If it don't say it in this, in Matthew, it's probably going to say it in Luke or John or Mark. It says, therefore, when they were gathered. Okay, no, I read that part. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, this is Mark chapter 15, verse 7. It says, and there was one named Barabbas, which lay bound with them that had made insurrection with him, who had committed murder in the insurrection. So that's what Barabbas was locked up for. They rather have had this nigga rather than Yahushua. Just like these niggas, Jakes. They rather have these faggot-ass pastors, preachers, or these what do you call it? These sellouts of our nation, these rappers, because these are niggas that fit this profile. Then the righteous. It says, Matthew 27:20 again. But the chief priests and the elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Yahushua. The governor answered and said unto them, whether of twain will ye that I release unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate saith unto them, what shall I do then with Yahushua, which is called Christ, or the anointed? What's doing, demons? All say unto him, let him be crucified. And the governor said, why? What evil hath he done? But they cried out the more, saying, let him be crucified. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. Which ye not innocent, one, you a fucking Edomite. Two, you could have easily been like, fuck what these motherfuckers got to say. Let him go. But Yahushua had to fulfill his lot. Verse 25. Then answered all the people and said, his blood be on us and on our children. Right. So them same motherfuckers back then who betrayed Yahushua, same people back here now here today who gonna betray Yahushua, because that blood is upon them. They are their forefathers. That's fucked up. Then released to figure that out. You mean to tell me? No matter. I don't even finish this because time. Verse 26. Then released he Barabbas unto them, and when he had scourged Yahushua, he delivered him to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the governor took Yahushua in the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. And they stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe. And when they had plaited a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head, and a reed in his right hand, and they bowed the knee before him and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews. These motherfuckers gay. And they spit on him and took the reed and smote him on the head. And after that they had mocked him, they took the robe off from him and put his own raiment on him and led him away to be crucified. So they took the clothes off of him and then put the clothes back on him. Come on, man. Fucking homosexual. Fucking motherfuckers is fucking stupid, man. That's alright. They got something coming for that. And as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Simon by name. Him they compelled to bear his cross. And when they were come unto a place called Golgotha, that is to say, place of the skull, they gave him vinegar to drink mingled with gall, and when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink, and there was piss in there. And they crucified him and parted his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. And sitting down, they watched him there, and set up over his head his accusation, written, This is Jesus, King of the Jews, or Yahushua, King of the Jews, because it was in Hebrew. Then were there two thieves crucified with him, one on the right hand and another on the left. And they that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads, and saying, Thou that destroyest the temple and buildest it in 3 days, save thyself, if thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross. Likewise also the chief priests, mocking him with the scribes and elders, said, He saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in the Most High. Let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. The thieves also, which were crucified with him, cast the same in his teeth. Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land unto the 9th hour, which represents a solar eclipse. And about the 9th hour Yahushua cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, or my power, why hast thou forsaken me? And that's what Yahushua felt like the Most High forsook him. And that's what might happen to us. It's going to feel like the Lord forsook us. You know? Some brothers are already going through them phases right now to prepare them for the come. Feel like the Lord forsake you when you're going through all types of hell. And you're just catching it. You're catching it. You know? And you ain't getting no rest. You ain't getting no peace. Nothing. That's what it be feeling like, you know? But, you know, you still have to constantly endure. Like it says in Sirach, chapter 2, constantly endure, and the Lord will show you that he's dealing with you eventually, just on his time, you know. Whether you going through it in your health and going through it with good health or not in good health, you know. It says, Matthew 27:47. Some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, This man calleth for Elias. And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar, and put it on a reed and gave him to drink. The rest said, Let us see whether Elias will come to save him. Yahushua, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost, and behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent. And this is what happened when he passed away. This is what happened. This is exactly what happened. And the earth did quake, and the rocks rent, and the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept, which means who passed away, arose. People were rising up out of their graves. This actually happened. This is coming back, or at least the spiritual power aspect of it. The Lord gonna give brothers the power to raise the dead too. You know, this event might happen. It's all we near the future, man. It's coming. Everything that's going on in the world says that we here, you know, so be looking for it. 53, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city, and appeared unto many. Now when the centurion and they that were with him watching Yahushua saw the earthquake and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, truly this was the Son of God. That's when they started, when they woke up to it. And many women were there beholding afar off, which followed Yahushua from Galilee, ministering unto him. Right? And another thing to consider is that the Lord wakes up men on his own time. The men that woke up right then and there, why couldn't they have woken up before? Yahushua's fame went abroad. The apostles' fame, wait, did they? Yeah, the apostles' fame was eventually went abroad. But just to keep it on Yahushua was healing people, raising the dead, and his fame was all over the place. So why didn't they believe then? Why did they believe right then at that point? You know, what have they not heard? You know? It says, among which was Mary Magdalene, and Mary, the mother of James, and Hoseas, the mother of Zebedee's children. When the evening was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea, named Joseph, who also himself was Yahushua's disciple. And he went to Pilate and begged the body of Yahushua. Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. Right. Arimatheus. Oh, Joseph. There was more than 12 disciples, man. There was a lot of disciples, man. There's an elect, a chosen. Not just 12. And that's the one thing that the church will have you believe in. Because they don't edify the scriptures. And, you know, we the reason why they even going in a little bit deeper through the spinning power by Shema Shah, because we got the word, but there were more than 12 disciples. Some people still believe that there was 3 wise men. You know, so that's what your reading gonna get you, some understanding, and build up your faith to resist the devil and his philosophies. Verse 58. He went to Pilate and begged the body of Yahushua. Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And when Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out in the rock. And he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre and departed. And there was Mary Magdalene and the other Mary sitting over against the sepulchre. Now the next day that followed, the day of the preparation, the chief priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise again. So, you know, they believed. They just didn't want to accept it. They were jealous and envious and wanted their positions. Command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come by night and steal him away and say unto the people, He is risen from the dead, so the last error shall be worse than the first. Pilate said unto them, you have a watch. Go your way. Make it as sure as ye can. So they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone and setting a watch. Chapter 28. It says, in the end of the Sabbath, as it began to draw toward the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door, and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow, representing his righteousness and wisdom. Wisdom maketh a man face to shine. That, white raiment represents righteousness, man. And for fear of him, the keepers did shake and became as dead. Dead men. And the angel answered and said unto the woman, fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Yahushua, which was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen. And he said, come see the place where the Lord lay, and go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead. And behold, he goeth before you into Galilee. There shall ye see him. Lo, I have told you. And they departed quickly from the sepulchre with fear and great joy, and did run to bring his disciples word. And as they went to tell his disciples, behold, Yahushua met them, saying, all hail. And they came and held him by the feet and worshipped him. Then said Yahushua unto them, be not afraid. Go tell my brethren that they go into Galilee, and there shall they see me. Now when they were going, behold, some of the watch came into the city, and shewed unto the chief priests all the things that were done. And when they were assembled with the elders, and had taken counsel, they gave large money unto soldiers, saying, say these disciples came by night and stole him away while we slept. Just deceitful. Devils, man. Demons. That's why they're going to get their judgment. And if this come to the governor's ears, we will persuade him to secure you. So they took the money and did as they were taught. And this saying is commonly reported among the Jews unto this day. Then the 11 disciples went away into Galilee, into a mountain where Yahushua had appointed them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. And Yahushua came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations of Israel, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world, which is what time we're living in now. The Lord is with us over here now today. The same apostles and prophets are back here now today. We don't know who is who and who might be back here now today. But the same thing is happening now today, and we have the word now today, man. And we're going to go through the same thing that Yahushua went through, because that's the time we're living in. And Yahushua is our number one example of what to do when these things are presented unto us, temptations, even up unto death, and our reward. So with that being said, this is what I want to bring out this week. Call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that rule well. Salutations to the brothers doing the truth and sincerity. Mawath la babal, Mawath la babal, Mawath la babal. Shalom.